Coaches, this is based on the 20-hour rule book, which Josh Kaufman wrote to teach people how to get good fast. Look, Malcolm Gladwell discussed the 10,000-hour rule in his writing. However, that's to get to 100% of your potential. To get to 90% of your potential, you've got to practice the game for 20 hours. If you practice the game for 20 hours with your team, you'll get to 90% of your potential. You don't need the difference between 100% and 90% is about 9,980 hours. So there's 10 ways to get good fast running the Flexbone triple option offense, and here they are. It starts right here with number one. You got to love solving problems. If you're the kind of coach that you don't have the patience to solve problems, you don't have the patience to cover situations and all the variables that can occur within a defense, you're not going to run this. Because I'm going to tell you right now what happens. If you lack the patience to fix problems, what's going to happen is you're going to do it for a couple weeks, and then you're going to say, heck with this, you're going to go and you're going to become a communist and run the spread. I've seen it far too often. You have to love solving problems. You have to love it. Number two, you got to focus on one concept at a time. And honestly, you want to spend the super majority of your time on triple and zone option. You've got to isolate the concept and work the situations within that concept. You want to make sure that you cover all the different alignments of the action key, all the different alignments of where number 4 is. So it's an arc scheme, a load scheme, whatever it is. You want to work the situations with what does number 1 do, what does number 2 do. You got to cover those things. You got to work the mic. Is he blitzing? Is he running over the top? Is he running over the top to take the quarterback? Is he running over the top to take the pitch? Are you spending the time identifying defenders and making sure that the line knows where the action key is? The quarterback knows where number 1 and number 2 are. The play set A-back knows where number 3 is. The receiver knows where number 4 is. If he's on the play side, he's going to go directly to number 4. If he's not on the play side, if he's in the middle of the field or backside, he's going to block the mic to number 4. So you got to cover those situations, but you got to focus on one concept at a time. One at a time. We're men. We're cavemen. Look, 10,000 years ago, it was real simple to be a man. You hunted, you slept, you ate it, or you made it. It was that simple. We're good. We're men. We can only do one thing at a time. So focus on one concept at a time with your adolescent males and your assistant coaches. Number 3, put all your energy into assignment accuracy. Your players will figure out leverage fast enough, but you've got to focus on assignment accuracy. That's where you got to put all your energy. 11 people going to the right spot. Put the different variables out there. Have all 11 people go to the right spot. What's the quarterback? Is he putting the ball in the right person's hands? Is the B-back running his track the exact spot he's supposed to? It's you're looking for to get to as close as exact as possible. Number 4, eliminate unnecessary information, the process of overcoaching. You've got so many coaches with this high energy, rah-rah. They feel the need to tell players all these different things about their assignment, or they start backtracking to when they played because really they're coaching because they're living vicariously through these players. Look, eliminate unnecessary info. The B-back, it's real simple. Run through the ball, run outside the double team, get vertical and score with a secured football. It ain't hard. And just say it over and over and over against multiple variables until it becomes implicit, annoying, and boring. And then you got your opponent by the balls at that point because you're going to become implicit. Number 5, obtain critical tools. Look, to have a successful practice, you need players and coaches, a field, and equipment to keep your players safe. You need footballs. You need a safe field. That's it. That's all you need. We focus on so much junk and external objects. It's not hard. Come to one of my camps. We have players, coaches, footballs, and field, 5 hand shields, and I use a spray can to spray where the offensive line stands, so eventually they can implicitly learn where to align. That's it. That's all you need to run a practice. All right, number 6, eliminate the practice barriers. Setup. Make sure you've got people before practice, or you, if you're the head coach, to set up the field, to set up the procedure, so there are no delays. Now, environmental distractions. That's why you've got to have a safe, orderly environment for which to practice. If you don't, that's on your school. If you don't have that, you're probably better off getting another job, or you better raise hell and get it fixed. The last thing is emotional blocks. Now, this is the difference between coaching now and coaching 25 years ago. 25 years ago, you yelled and screamed to create urgency. Now, to create urgency, you have to create a tempo in practice where players are told that you have this many reps to practice, and as soon as you're done, we're done. Because if you practice based on a rep count, their urgency drastically increases. You can set a time constraint at 20 minutes, but if they know they can be done in 17 minutes because you have a rep count, that's going to create the urgency you need, which leads to greater accuracy and eliminates the emotional blocks. Emotional blocks happen when you give players time to think on a field. If you stop practice to walk through something, you are going to create blocks because players, you're going to destroy their entire central nervous system, and you're going to have them start thinking about external things. Listen, just run plays and get the heck out of there. Number 7, you got to deliberately practice the game. Optimum practice time is about 90 minutes, and I can tell you this, from when the book was only written a couple years ago, 90 minutes now might be 75 minutes. This is shrinking every year because of attention span. Because everybody, we could blame it on millennials, but look, if you use your phone all the time, you're not going to have long attention span. Because the second you get any level of a lack of psychological stimulation, you're going to turn to that phone to get that stimulation. So essentially, you've got to practice the game, cut to the chase, practice the game by running plays. Optimum times 90 minutes. I can tell you this right now, it might even be less than that. We're at that point. Number 8, create fast feedback loops. If somebody does something incorrectly, they have to know with words, and it's got to be done in under 5 seconds so you don't kill the flow of the practice. If they did something right, you could say good. If they're constantly doing something right, you can probably hold off on that so much. Number 9, 3 to 5 sessions a day of the one concept. So basically, when you practice triple, you probably want to do it in about 3 different scenarios. You want to practice triple, and then go to something else, and then come back to it, go to something else, come back to it. Because what you want to do is you want to create it where you go to something, and you come back, and then you go back to it again. Because if you stay on something too long, they lose psychological stimulation. I started seeing this it was about 13 years ago at Buffalo Bills training camp. I was a guest on the field, and I saw that they would go to something, then go do something else, then go do something, go do something else, go do something. The key is you got to have fast setup time for drills so you don't waste time on setup. Number 10, emphasize quantity and speed to achieve a lot of accuracy. There was research done about the difference between quantity and quality within the same project. One group focused on quality, another group focused on quantity. What ends up happening, if you do something a lot, if your focus is to just get it done and get a lot done, you're going to get better results than if you just focus on the quality. That's why you're better off getting 100 reps of practice running triple and the components within the triple option, and your focus is making sure people know where to go. Where you don't stop and worry about, okay, the hand was 2 inches off where it's supposed to be. Look, if players know where to go and they do it the right way enough times, they're going to figure out their own technique. And the only thing about technique is you want to teach technique within the assignments. Like on a deuce call, the guard's going to get his near knee through the crotch, near hand to the stomach, toes north. That's all I say at camp, and that's all I'm saying to you. So basically, these are the 10 things you have to do if you're going all in on anything on this list. If there's anything that is the most important thing of the 10 things you got to do, it would be number 2 and number 10, and this would be the honorable mention. Because you got to love solving problems, focus on one concept at a time, and do that one concept over and over and over as fast as you can to achieve a lot of accuracy. Now, coaches, if you're looking to install the triple option offense the right way the first time, the Army, Navy, Paul Johnson way, call me, 570-332-0265, 570-332-0265, Triple Option Football Academy and Triple Option Football Academy camps. I will have you doing this the right way the first time. I'll see you in the next video, which is probably going to be shorter than this. Talk then.